Well, let me just give you the headline here, and I got this from Faith Driven Consumer. They sent me a press release today. Hashtag flip this decision. SunTrust Bank's reverse course on Benham Brothers. They're the guys that were going to have the show. As faith-driven consumers make their voices heard, SunTrust Banks retract earlier decision to drop Benham Brothers, citing respect for the fundamental constitutional rights of all Americans. Dateline, Raleigh, North Carolina. Faith-driven consumer, the group behind the IStandWithPhil.com movement, which played a leading role in Phil Robertson's return to Duck Dynasty, the hashtag OpenZilla campaign for workplace tolerance at Mozilla, the ongoing Year of the Bible movie initiative tracking the commercial viability of major Hollywood films courting faith audiences, and the 18,000 strong and growing FlipThisDecision.com, the campaign supporting the Benham twins, continues to advocate for 46 million faith-driven consumers who spend $1.75 trillion annually. So earlier today, the Daily Caller reported that the Atlanta, Georgia-based SunTrust Banks had severed ties with Benham Real Estate Group. It's owned by David and Jason Benham, following a firestorm of public outcry spearheaded by faith-driven consumer against this discriminatory action. SunTrust Banks abruptly reversed course, issuing a statement to the Daily Caller in which they agreed to reinstate their relationship with Benham Real Estate Group. Now, I would tell them to get bent if I were the Benham brothers, because if they drop, what they did was, and let me grab that story too. The Daily Caller reported earlier today that SunTrust Bank had the Benham brothers. What they do is they flip houses. They're house flippers. And so when you do this, you have a business account, and you gotta be able to front some things, and you borrow money to buy this house, and then you pay that off. And so you got to have a working relationship with a bank that knows what you're doing, what you're into, and you have a track record. And then when you need, say, hey, I need another $150,000 loan, I'm going to flip this house, we'll pay it back to you in 3 months or whatever. And so they had a relationship. Obviously, their bank was SunTrust Bank, which, those of you in this area certainly know who SunTrust Bank is. They're out of Atlanta. They're not all over the country, I don't think, but they are a relatively large bank. So SunTrust Bank, because of the outcry about HGTV and HGTV dropping these guys, they dropped their relationship with them as a bank, which to me, I wonder how many other folks, I wonder how many drug dealers, how many, who knows? There are all sorts of folks who are doing business with banks. And then you're just going to drop your relationship with people. Well, you have to drop your relationship with about half the folks doing business with you, because you probably disagree with about half of them. You're not in the political arena. You're in the banking business. And you do business with people who come to you to legitimately have money and want to do business. This should never be based on politics. So, this is from earlier today. Exclusive: SunTrust cuts business ties with Benham Brothers after conservative views attacked. But all that changed after an obscure website called Right Wing Watch drew negative attention to the Benham's conservative views with the headline, HGTV picks anti-gay, anti-choice extremists for a new reality TV show. The story shed light on how the host's father, Flip Benham, is an outspoken evangelical minister who leads an anti-abortion group. It also revealed that David Benham led a prayer rally in Charlotte during the Democrat National Convention and has spoken out against gay marriage. OMG. As the Daily Caller reported earlier this week, the hit on the Benham brothers started with the anti-Christian conservative movement in Hollywood. Right Wing Watch, the website that first attacked the brothers, is a project of the liberal advocacy group People for the American Way, which started with an assist from the left-wing Tides Foundation. People for the American Way was founded with the help from former television executive Norman Lear, producer credited with starting the anti-Christian right movement in the 1980s. He's also the guy that created All in the Family and the Jeffersons and that kind of stuff. I actually used to work for Norman Lear for a time. He owned Channel 36, and I was the voiceover guy. Anyway, this is how HGTV described the proposed Benham Brothers show last month. And we told them, flip it forward as the real estate entrepreneur show. So SunTrust apparently decided to drop them as a customer. And then they got the outcry from the Christian community out there, and now they've said, okay, let's. What it is a bunch of weasels. It's like the folks that got rid of what's his face, what we were talking about earlier with Phil from Duck Dynasty, and then all of a sudden they get the outrage from the other side. Okay, we'll put it back in, and then they get outraged. Oh no, we'll take it off. I mean, come on, folks, have some backbone out there. But your bank is the last place that you should have to worry about retaliation because of your politics. I mean, I got several banks I do business with. Can I imagine that, it comes out that Phil does business with so-and-so bank. Well, we're going to drop you as a customer. I'd sue the crap out of them. If that's not discriminatory, I don't know what is. The one thing, we're talking about discriminating against folks, the one thing that is etched into the consciousness of this entire country is that you have a right to express yourself without the fear that somebody is going to financially ruin you in the process because of your beliefs. And I would just suggest if SunTrust was even entertaining this, I'm thinking about going to SunTrust on Monday, opening an account, and then closing it. That's I wouldn't do business with these folks with the last bank on earth.